Hey everyone, today we're gonna talk about this pen, the Montblanc 221P. I'll go over the specs, parts, features, I'll do a writing sample, and I'll tell you what I think about this fountain pen. Let's have a closer look at the pen. It's made out of some kind of black plastic. It has golden trim and flat finials. The top finial has a white Montblanc star that continues into a ring, and directly underneath the ring there is a nicely functional clip attached. The cap tapers elegantly towards one smaller ring and one wider ring, and the wider ring says Montblanc, Germany. The body of the pen then tapers elegantly towards the bottom finial, which has another kind of white Montblanc star inside. Uncapping the pen reveals that there is actually a separate ring on the body, and then there are these three metal pieces that hold the cap, and they make capping and uncapping the pen very satisfying with an audible click. Underneath the cap there is a 14 karat gold nib marked 585, and it has a plastic feet. The tipping is slightly unusual and there is no size marking. Mine has most likely a fine nib, but I'm not 100% sure. Now if we unscrew the body from the section, we see that this is indeed a cartridge converter filler. And what's interesting is that this piece right here that helps hold the cartridge and has the threads on it, it's actually translucent, and I assume it's pressed into the cap. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to fit a standard international converter into this pen, and also the body of the pen can't really hold a spare cartridge. It doesn't screw fully. There is a gap here. Let's look at some size comparisons now. Here it is next to a Pelikan M400, Leonardo Momento Zero, and a Lamy Safari. This pen is 135 millimeters capped, which means even in modern standards it's really a full-sized pen. It also posts extremely deeply. You can see the cap goes all the way here when posted. Capped, it measures 144 millimeters and 122 millimeters when uncapped, and it's fairly lightweight at just 13 grams including the cap. It posts better than any of these pens. Let's continue with a writing sample. So the pen is Montblanc 221P, and the ink I'm currently using is Diamine Classic Green. The pen has a little bit of feedback. Unfortunately, sometimes it has tendency to skip slightly, and you can see the skips here, I guess here, and all this area. I think the problem is that the tines are quite tight and it's really hard to work on this kind of semi-integrated nib. Nevertheless, it has a little bit of softness to it. It's not really suitable for some kind of flex writing, but you will get a little bit of line variation even as you are writing normally. The nib does not have much in terms of line variation from horizontal to vertical. During normal writing, I think you should be able to control your speed enough that you won't get much of these skips. So what do I like, what do I not like about this fountain pen? I think the design is amazing. The way the caps and uncaps and the way it posts is done incredibly well. I also like these flat finials and the way pen tapers and then ends with a flat finial. I think that's quite an original, elegant look. The semi-hooded nib is also very nice to write with its softness. Unfortunately, the nib can skip a bit here and there. They also made a piston filler version of this, so that might be interesting, but vintage piston fillers are much harder to maintain and service than a cartridge converter. I paid around $90 on eBay, and it has quite a lot of signs of use. The plating is flaking off a bit on the clip, and it has a lot of micro scratches, but those can be polished out. When buying this pen, make sure that it has this bottom finial, because often you will see listings on eBay or other places where this bottom finial is missing. The top finial is completely flat, while the bottom finial, there is a separate piece glued there. So if you are looking for a pen that's vintage, full size and writes nicely, then I can really highly recommend this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.